There's a new mural going up in Gallatin that bears the faces of two city legends. Bill Ligon and Eddie Sherilyn are responsible for one of the city's most iconic stories.
And it all happened at a basketball game in 1970. As News Channel 5's Kyle Horan learned what happened will be showcased for years to come.
Here we go, White.
Every once in a while, there are defining moments.
I know it ain't Westmoreland.
No, they're about to play here in a few minutes.
And in Gallatin High School's gym, the familiar sight of balls dribbled, shots taken, reminds Bill Ligon and Eddie Sherilyn of a time
See, back then it wasn't no business.
approaching 6 decades ago.
Eddie lived about a block away from where I live. We were like one block, just one side of the park he lived, and I lived on the other side of the park.
Yeah.
When Eddie met Bill, it was a different era. An era when children of different races didn't mix. It was the early 60s, but basketball brought them together.
Well, I was going down through there one day and saw some kids playing. They were playing down there, and I asked them if I could play, and Bill said, if I could shoot, you could play. So I played with them, and
He was better than we were.
Just like that, friendship formed. It saw through color. They found commonality, a defining moment in their lives, and perhaps a life purpose for them both.
we started playing every day together, and we just became real good friends. And
Even though their friendship never faded, the two had to be separated between two schools, Gallatin High School for Eddie and Union High School for Bill. Not their choice, but what led to a moment that defined the city.
Oh, it's a big, heavy subject matter that was left to ordinary kids to implement.
The side of this sports bar in downtown Gallatin is a place where passions meet. Memorialized here by Brian Deese's spray paint, two high schools with long traditions of basketball.
And when you celebrate a history that's local, you're celebrating those people. You're telling them your history is important.
When you ask people in this city, these two are legends.
I wanted to pull back and more just focus on some of their just athleticism and the fact that they were kids as far as the visuals.
Through their passion, Bill and Eddie did something that still fascinates to this day. When Union High School met Gallatin on a neutral court for the district championship.
it was the first time in history and the last time
first
in history
yeah.
that we'd ever play each
Right.
other.
That
And
was
so
it.
the place was packed. It was 200 people outside, couldn't get in.
Couldn't get any game.
A potentially defining event for both teams in 1970. The next year, Union High School would be disbanded, its students integrated into Gallatin. No one knew what would happen.
People kept their kids at home because they was afraid it might be something, an overflow of rioting.
Union was undefeated until that point. Gallatin was the number 2 team. The game was close until the half.
I was fortunate to hit some shots in the third quarter.
He blew us away. He wasn't fortunate. He was the leading scorer in the state.
Eddie led Gallatin to take the championship. But in this game, the moment that mattered wasn't the victory.
The way it happened is they called Bill out next. He didn't want to come out because
I'm already crying from losing the game.
he's crying because he lost the game. And
crying
so
'cause
when
we
I
lose.
see my friend crying, I cry more. You know, you would if you see a friend hurting.
So we both.
So
we both
Bill
whining.
comes walking out, and I go walking to him. Nobody knows we're friends.
Yeah.
They don't think we're even going to touch each other because you didn't even touch back then. But I grabbed him and hugged him, and he hugged me because we were friends.
Right.
And I told him, I said, it's going to be all right.
According to both men, the tension left the room. It paved the way for desegregation of the schools. It was their moment, but not to sugarcoat history. Bill still wishes Union had won.
This is the last opportunity we're going to have to show what kind of team we were and what kind of program we had. Because we never got any publicity whatsoever.
Which is why, when he saw the big red letters of Union High, a school that's been gone nearly 50 years, he accepted this mural of him and his longtime basketball friend. One final moment.
Union, though, has an incredible heritage for this community, and it needed to be recognized.
For a city with so many. Kyle Horan, News Channel 5.
Looks great. The story of Ligon and Sherilyn is already in a book called More Than Rivals. There's even talks of making it into a movie.